Hello. So we are going to go over latitude and longitude. We'll do time zone later. Our latitudes. What is latitude? Latitude is the angular distance north or south of the equator. That means you're either up or you're down. And these lines that we're going to talk about, these invisible lines, are called parallels. They're drawn from east to west. They never, ever, ever, ever touch. They're parallel. They go above or below each other. Our main parallel is called equator. That's the one you really got to know. Hopefully you know it. It's halfway between the poles in the earth. It's an imaginary line. It's 0 degrees. What are the poles? The poles are 90 degrees from that 0 degree spot. What do I mean by that? So, guys, the earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees. That's why you're going to see the tilted earth this way. When you're looking at this, figuring out latitude, if you have a compass, this line right here is the equator, the 0. And you'll notice the highest it can go is 90. They will never touch. However, on the compass, you see how you have the 10 here and the 10 there? They match up. They would go straight across. They are straight lines up and flip straight lines down. Something like this. So 23.5 degrees north, that's 23.5, 23.5. That is the latitude line, 23.5 degrees north. Longitude. Oh, one thing I want to say about this. Write down lat is flat is first. This will come in handy. So longitude. Longitude, those things right there, they are the angular distance east or west of the prime meridian. So latitude, north-south, longitude, east-west, right? And these things, they're east or west of the prime meridian. Our lines, instead of calling parallels because they never touch for the latitudes, the longitudes are called meridians. And they run from north pole to south pole. So they all touch at the poles. With two being very, very, very important. The first one you need to know is that prime meridian. That is our 0 line. Like the equator is our 0 line for the latitude, our longitude line 0 is called prime meridian. And the cool thing is it goes straight through Greenwich, England, which means you could be in 2 longitudes at the same time, which is kind of cool. And then the other line we need to know is at 180 degrees. This is our international date line. It is the maximum number for longitude. Don't mix up latitude with longitude. The highest you can go with latitude is 90. The highest you can go with longitude is 180. How do we figure that out? Well, if we turn the compass and we go up and down like this, we would legitimately be marking degree-wise around in 15 degrees. And you'll notice there's 15 degrees. All of our longitudes go typically in the world by 15 degrees. Like something like this. So how do we figure out what's east and west? So another little thing that we can talk about is that longitudes kind of look like pumpkins, where they touch at the top and they come all the way down. They're like pumpkins. Whereas I like to reference latitude lines like football fields. They go straight up, they never touch, and they go straight down. Whereas pumpkins, they meet at the top and the bottom, and they go all the way around them. So how do we figure out east to west? Well, east adds up, west subtracts down. I would highly suggest writing that down. East adds up, west subtracts down. So how do I know if it's east or west? Well, if I go 90, 80, 60, 40, 20, I'm subtracting down. So I'm west. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, that's adding up, that's east. Let's look at this. 90, 120, 140, 160. East adds up. 160, 140, 120, 100. West subtracts down. I will reference that a lot. All right, let's get a little bit closer, a little bit more relevant to us. We have on page 3 of our reference table. we have this lovely little map. You'll notice that the latitudes, lat is flat is first. Another thing you should write down, lat is flat is first. These flat lines are our latitude lines. And you'll see it's 42, 43, 44, 45. They're in 1 degree intervals, right? The latitude in New York State is always going to be north of the equator. Whereas the longitude, the long lines, longitude are long is last. You have these long lines at the top. They're straight up and down. They represent the longitude lines. They are also 1 degree, but you'll notice it goes 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, pointing this way, which means they're going down. We are west of the prime meridian. So let's try and figure out maybe a latitude and longitude of a place in New York State, which you'll have to do. So if we are going to look for Ithaca, Ithaca is right here at the bottom of the Finger Lakes, right here, right? And you'll notice that latitude-wise, hey, it's in the middle of 42 and 43, so it's got to be 42.3 or 42.5. No, it's not 42 and a half. These intervals, even though they're 1 degree, they're actually 60 minutes. So if it's about halfway, which Ithaca is, it'll be 30 minutes. So writing this down, you're going to write 42 degrees, 30 minutes north. All right, well, the same premise goes on the bottom. But here's the thing with the bottom. It goes 76 to 77, so make sure you're keeping an eye on which way you're going, which way you're looking. Ithaca's right in the middle. I've had students in the past say, hey, it's 77 and 30. No. There's 76, there's 77. It's 76 degrees and 30 minutes west. All right, let's find cities and based on their latitudes. So we've got 43 and 30 by 76 and 30. So this line is my 30. And if I go over, here's 76, that's a plus. There's my 30. There's the other plus. That plus just signifies there's my latitude, there's my longitude. So this right here, Oswego, is my city. Let's look, 42 and 79. So 79's here. I'm going to go on this side. Here's my 42 by 10. So it's a little up by 79 and 15. It's Jamestown right here. So 79 and 15, a little bit ahead. 42 and 10, that matches up to Jamestown. All right, 43 and 10, just a little above 43 by 77 and a half. Or 7730, I've got Rochester right there. Okay? Let's try and find out some coordinates. Let's see Messina. Messina's right here. I'm going to say this is probably roughly 45 degrees north by 75 degrees west. I know it's off a little bit. Just go with it for right now. All right, the next one we have is Old Forge. 43, there's 30. It's above that, so I'm going to do 43 degrees, 40 minutes. Oop, did it again. And by roughly 74 degrees and 50 minutes west. Riverhead. Riverhead is down here. There's 43 and 30. There's 41. It's almost a 41. So I'm going to do 40 minutes, 40 degrees, 50 minutes north by, there's 73, 73, 30. I'm going to round that to the middle because that's 72. 72 degrees and 30 minutes west. All right. So one thing you'll notice is on page 2, you have the map of the New York. Also page 3, the map of New York. They can superimpose on top of each other. So if I find Riverhead, which is in the little tail of New York, and I follow it up here to the little tail, I can tell what landscape region Riverhead, New York is. The Atlantic coastal plain region. So that's very important to know how to do. Last, we're going to have our latitude, longitude right here. Yours is a little bit more detailed than mine. It's kind of fuzzy on here. Just go with it. Find yours, work on your sheet. And what we're going to do, instead of doing New York, which we just saw, we're going to do the United States, or sorry, the whole world. One of the things I'm going to mention that is very, very important. Lattice flat is first, longitude is last. Lattice flat is first. Latitudes are always north and south. North and south comes first before east and west. Always. Write that down. Highlight it, star it. It always goes that way. You never say west, north, or east, south. It's always northwest, southeast. Okay? Keep that in mind. So let's look. One is already done for you. One is right here. And it says it is 30 degrees north by 120 degrees west. And this one's really nice because it's labeled for you. Let's look at number 2. I have number 2 over here. Are you north or south of the equator? I'm south. So automatically put an S in the latitude. And it's right on the line, which is beautiful, 45 degrees south. Let's see. There's a line right here. There's no number, but we're going in between. Again, these go by 15s, you'll notice. So in between 60 and 90 is 75. 75 degrees east. Number 3. Number 3 is right here. It's right on the equator, so it's 0 degrees. And we'll follow it up by, it's in between 120 and 150, so that's going to be 135 degrees west. So 0 degrees, you can't be north or south. You can be north and south, but it's just 0 degrees. Leave it at that. Make it easy on yourself. All right, let's look at number 4. Number 4 is, and I always lose number 4, all the way over here. I'm going to say it's on the 45 degree north line, because it's above the equator by in between these two, 135 degrees degrees east. And then number 5 is down here. It is south, so it is going to be in between 60 and 75. Guesstimate, I'd say 70 degrees south by 165 degrees west. All right, what I'd like you to do is finish up these and check the key to see if you got it right. Besides that, that's the end of the notes. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I hope you guys have a great day.